Right. Start. I can start. Am I on? Can start. I can't see anything. Let me see this. Only one person. There's a network. Where is the person? You're sharing screen. Three participants. Yeah, it's only one person. Can I view the participants? Right. Only one person. Leave it like that. Are we ready? Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies. Yeah, welcome to Module 2 of Amex Entrepreneurship Development Training for the CBN NISAL Agnes Loan. Today we'll be looking at effective sales and marketing strategies. Strategies that will help you to take your products to the market when your products are ready for selling. And our objectives for wanting to look at these two aspects of product life cycle would include to define marketing and to understand the steps we take in the marketing process. We also seek to know the difference between marketing and selling. We'll be looking at key elements in selling our products and the marketing mix that we use to support it. And we'll be looking at how we improve our selling skills, then the importance of research and information gathering as it has to do with marketing and sales. After all that, how do we actualize our marketing plan? The one we're going to go through today, how do we put it to use to make sure that we sell our products effectively? So let us look at what marketing is by looking at some definitions. Marketing as approved by the American Marketing Association could be defined as is the activity, set of institutions or process for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers. That is to say that you have a product, you have to find a way of making your product popular. You have to find a way of talking to people about that product, that is through your communication, and then to show the people what they are actually buying, the benefit of what your product has for them, what they are buying, why they are exchanging their money for that particular product. That's the value to the customers. In March 29, 2011, Dr. Philip Kotler defined marketing as the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the needs of the target market. Exploring is the way of looking at, is it possible? You understand? Finding the market. And then creating the market itself. Yes, you have found the market. You need to create the market. It's not everybody you want to talk to or sell to at the same time. So you are creating your market. Then you deliver the value. Whatever is in this chewing gum, you let the person know the quality of what is inside to satisfy the need of that target market. Are we following? Yes. Okay. The Chartered Institute of Marketing defines marketing as the management of a process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements for profit. Whatever it is, you are out there to satisfy, you know, a need in a customer, but you must get profit out of it. Do you understand? Okay. So it is the process of getting the right products and services. If you are into manufacturing of this, this is product. If you are doing what I'm doing, is service. You understand? You know, getting the right products and services to the right customer. There is always a right customer and a wrong customer. The right customer is the target that you know this person is in need of this product. You understand? How to get that product across to that right customer at the right place and at the right price using the right promotions and publicity. Are we together here? Marketing is targeted actually at changing the motive of purchase of target customers. You understand? You that lady there is drinking Coke. Your product is 7 Up, right? And you want her to taste your 7 Up. You understand? But whichever way you use to communicate to her or get the product to her, you are appealing to her motive. That is motive of either taking that drink or even purchasing. Do you understand my point? So it is targeted at changing the motive of purchase of your target customer. Every time you communicate your product out, you are trying to convince the person to buy from you. Are we together here? Okay. No, it's simply, marketing is simply the process of understanding your customer. You guys here are my customers, right? That's why, as I speak to you, I ask you, are we following? Are you understanding? You understand? So you understand your customer, and then you build and maintain a profitable relationship with that customer. That customer that you have is going to be with you for a long time if the relationship is not spoiled. So you build and maintain that relationship from time to time. The customer needs that same product, he comes or she comes back to you. You understand? But sales is different from marketing. It's only that a lot of people always lump the two together as if it's the same thing, but it's not the same thing. Sales can be defined as the exchange of goods for money or compensation. Once you give me that phone and I give you money, sales have taken place, the transaction has taken place, right? In marketing, you are not selling anything. You are just communicating. You are just looking for the customer. You are just convincing the customer. But at the point that you need to have value for that product you are giving out, there's an exchange, there's a transaction. That's sales. Okay? So sales is also satisfying that customer's need or want. You have the direct contact with that customer. You have the opportunity to satisfy the customer's need there and then. This water you gave to me, it's not cold. I want a cold one. No, it's too cold. Give me a room temperature. Are we communicating? Okay. Sales is actually the pitch part of the market. It's that part that you actually carry product and give to somebody to say test or look at it, make a decision. You understand? It is concerned with persuading customers to buy your product or service. Okay? Like I'm talking to you one-on-one like this, it's easier for me to make you part with your money. But when I advertise, when you hear me talk about this thing on radio, and you haven't seen it, you won't make a decision to buy. So, but we can look at the two, they work together hand in hand. So let's compare the two and see where there is difference. This particular aspect of this course is necessary so that you know that there's a difference between how you communicate your product, maybe you're into pastries, your bread, your cakes, and how you communicate that product and how you sell the product. You understand? So marketing is studying customers' needs and wants in a defined market segment. While sales is making that exchange to happen, making that transaction to happen. Do you understand? You have, okay, you have studied the customer, the needs and the wants, and you have defined your market segments and so on and so forth. But that product must leave from one hand to the other, and money must come back. That's the sales part of the process. Marketing measures company image. How do we look? Yeah, you understand? And customer satisfaction on a continuous basis. That aspect that you are going out to, know how people feel about your product or your service is a marketing work, right? But sales at that particular time will strive to give the customer the best solution. You know why? Because, like I said, sales put you face to face with that customer. Marketing does not bring you face to face with the customer all the time. Okay. Marketing develop communication strategies for feedback. When we throw adverts out to support our product or our service, we'll go back and see how many people listen to that advert and what effect it has created. When we share flyers concerning our poultry, our piggery, our fish pond, you understand? We would like to measure what effect that publicity has caused. That's feedback. Yeah, that's the marketing work. You understand? But sales provide direct customer. If this is my pharmacy now, you can walk into this place because you want to buy Panadol on your own. You understand? And as you walk in, the moment you ask for this, I give you drop your money straight. That's a direct customer. Okay? Marketing develop winning offers for each target market. They know through marketing, you know what you segment the market. You know that these are adults, these are children, these are minors, and whatever. So you know how you package your communication to your target market, right? Sales is about serving the same customer all the time for a long period. Like I said, because you are satisfied with this product, you will come back again. We call it frequency of purchase. Anytime you have a need for that product, you come back for it. You understand? Is that salesman that has that direct relationship with that customer from time to time? Am I communicating here? There are about 6 P's of marketing in the marketing mix that we'll look at briefly as we go on. There's the product, which is this. There's the place. Where do you find the product? You understand? Local market, supermarket, bush market, local market, depends on where. The price of the product, the distribution of the product, and how you promote and communicate that product. Right? Those are the 5 P's of marketing we'll be looking at. So a product must meet a defined need. Every product you produce, there is a need for it. You must have done your research before. Before you start going into plantain chips packaging, you understand? There is a need for it. Before you start putting granite in the bottle or cashew nuts in the bottle, there is a need for it, right? So that product must meet a defined need. You understand? And you have to establish demand for that product. That is by testing the market. If I push this product into this market, will it sell? If I come around here, let's say this office complex, and I'm talking about water, everybody is thirsty all the time, the weather. Is it bottled water or sachet water that will sell the most? If it is bottled water, distillable water, it means that the people who are around here are people who have some small money in their pocket. If it is sachet water, it's already defining the class of the person for it. Do you understand? Okay. So you always have to establish your demand. If not, you put your product where the market is not, and then you begin to lose money. Then your unique selling proposition. What is that spectacular thing about your product? What's that clean thing about your product that others don't have? Okay, the benefits and the features that differentiate your product from competitors. That's others in the market. You are not the only person in the market all the time. You must have competition. You understand? Then, as time goes on, you can also change that your unique selling proposition. You can add more value to your products. You can change the packaging. You can make it sweeter, and so on and so forth, depending on what you're producing. Then the distribution. Distribution is very key in the process of trying to sell a product. If you are manufacturing, if you are producing something in Nyanya or Pape or somewhere, that's in the outskirts, and your market is in Muse, Gerki, you understand? You need to know how to move that product from that point that you are producing to the city center where the market is. Okay? So there's a process. And you know that when you move your product to Muse market, there's one customer there who buys everything from you, or 2 or 3 of them. Those are wholesalers. Those are people who buy your cartons or buy your products in quantity. Then when you leave, some smaller people will come and carry 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5 from them. And they will go and start to sell from their shop. Maybe they open the carton and start to sell pack. Those are retailers now. And then sales agents. Am I communicating? These are things you see every day. But after this training, you will now begin to see the reason why this cost was put in place for you. There's nothing I'm saying here that you are not seeing everything. Okay? Then the location where sales are made, I've just mentioned the markets now. So those are locations. You must have locations where you sell your product. Then your intermediaries, which I just mentioned just now, your wholesalers, your retailers, or your sales agents, how to reach the end user of this product who will drink this water is the most important thing you are doing in distribution. You can produce so much and keep here as a store because you have not put your distribution channel in place. You will not sell anything and you are going to make loss. Are we together? The price determines everything in every product you put out in the market. If it is too high, people will tell you that it's exorbitant, it's too high. If it is too low, they will say maybe this is low quality. So you must put the price according to the value that you are delivering on that product. Price generates income. Most importantly, your profit. You are in the market, so yeah, you want to make income, but there must be profit from what you are selling. You cannot produce something for 50 naira and sell for 4 naira. You should be selling for 55 naira, 60 naira, 70 naira as the market demands. You understand? Then when you sell, you might do your plus and minus. All other elements of the marketing mix incur costs. Anything you want to do, even your thinking is cost. Your resources, financial, physical, and otherwise, they are all costs. It comes with a cost. So you have to understand the relationship between cost, price, and profit. Therefore, cost is what it costs you to make that product, including your time, your materials, and your overhead costs. Do you understand what overhead means? Okay. Then your price, what you can charge in the marketplace based on the value. I've said it here right now, just now, based on the value of that product, and then the cost of that product. Right? So the profit will be equal to your price, which is based on the value, minus the cost, which is your resources that you invested into making that product. That is what will give you your profit. We understand that simple arithmetic. Okay. Then the promotion, that's the third pillar. The promotion is how you make people to know about your product. What and what do you put in place to publicize your product, to make people become aware of your product? You consider your customer, who your customer are, and how best to reach them through communications, right? How you can best reach them through communication. Then you have market segmentation. The whole market is big. You understand? But you divide your overall target market into smaller targets, right? Your smaller sub-market made up of people with the same needs. It helps you to target them in the right way. Let me break it down for you. Before this time, if you see milk, Milo, milk, all those beverages, they used to come in can, right? That's for the liquid. Then for the solid, it used to come in bigger can. Okay? Then, yes, bigger can. Then along the line, that time you have only Peak Meal and which other brand now? Along the line, other brands came in who found out that there are people that don't need this thing. They don't have money to buy it. So they began to reduce it. It started coming in sachets. The sachets started, coming back small. So much so now that if you want to drink milk for this morning alone, there's a sachet for it that is packed for that morning. You understand? What have you done there? You have, divided your market into smaller sub-markets made up of people with the same needs. People must drink tea. You understand? A family of 10 now, if they want to drink tea in the morning, may open a whole sachet. You understand? And use it for the next 1 week. But this one is me and you, or maybe you and your wife alone. So you need that. So they found a way into that side. And then you can sell for the people who need that much and sell for the people who need this much. They are catching that they have a hold on both markets. Am I communicating? Yeah, they are catching that. So the sub-markets, you can use the following. When you are looking at the smaller markets now, you can use the following to profile or divide your consumers into the markets. Their behavior, that's their usage of that product, the frequency of their purchase, how many times do they buy it, what impression do they have about that product, and how convenient it is for them to use the product. Do you understand? So let me give you an example. There's a sunlight that you can use to wash and also bath. There's a sunlight soap that you can use to wash your clothes and also use it to bath as a bath. You understand? That's convenient. Somebody profiled certain class of people before that product came out. Before there was nothing like that. Then the character, the lifestyle of the people, the personality, the person, is he a trendsetter? Is he somebody that people follow? Or is he himself, is he a follow? It determines how people buy your product. Then the socioeconomic factors, the profession of the person, the income, the level of money that he earns at the end of the month, and where he stays. You understand? It determines their buying pattern. Finally, we will look at the market itself, the market that you are going into. There is a potential market. The potential market is those in that total population you are seeing who have interest in acquiring your product. That's your potential market. They are interested in buying these shirts that you are making. You understand? They are interested in buying this set of furniture you are making. That's your potential market. There is the available market. Within that, your potential market, there are people who have enough money to buy that product. That's the available market. You would like this thing, but you can't afford it. But you are still a target in the market. Am I communicating? And the available market are those who have instant money to buy that product immediately. Then there's a qualified available market. Those in the available market who legally are permitted to buy the product. There are some products that certain bracket age of people are not allowed to. For instance, alcoholic beverages and tobacco products. You see, it's not for under 18. You get the point? That's why you don't advertise. So legally, there's a restriction on that. So the people are qualified the people are qualified by law not to buy. Do you understand what I mean? Then there's a target market. The segment of the qualified market available, you understand, that you have decided to serve. You have seen all of us here. We are qualified to, let's say I'm making packed lunch. Do you understand? Why are we qualified? I mean, why are we the available market that I have decided to serve? Because every afternoon, you people come into this conference because you have to eat lunch, because this is your working place. So I found the market, and every afternoon I supply my my lunch packs to you people, and I collect them. Are you understanding me? That is the segment of the qualified market, qualified available market that you have decided to serve. It's not everybody that you want to sell your product, because they are not looking at the whole entire people. And not everybody would like to buy your product. You understand? There is competition and there are choices to be made. So when you look at market segmentation that we've seen in the last two slides, it's a strategy which involves dividing a broad target market into subsets of consumers, smaller units of consumers, right? That is what we're just been through now. Now you understand that it's not everybody that is your market, and it's not everybody that must buy from you. Can we move ahead? Okay. I did talk about communicating your product, making people. How do you get your product noticed by people? That is promotion. There are tools for promotion, right? And not every method will work for your business. And the methods that you use can change as the business develops or grows, right? But you must be very clear with certain things which you go into. But let me just give an example of what I mean. You start to you open a restaurant downstairs, yeah? And then to make it popular, to make people around here know that you printed flyers, yeah. You printed flyers, and you have people sharing them around and telling them by word of mouth. We have just opened the restaurant here. We have Nigerian food. We have this. We have that. We have that. You understand? That is your tool that you are using to promote the opening of that restaurant. It's publicity. Are we together here? Okay. But in doing that, you must take care of the following points now. What message do you want to communicate to your people? I've just given you a tool of promoting a restaurant that just opened. What message is in that flyer? We have this, we have Nigerian food, we have Igbo, we have Hausa, we have, those are the message now, right? Who is the audience? Who am I talking to? I'm talking to people within this plaza, within the environment, and so on and so forth. So what's the best way for me to communicate with them? I have used flyers already. If I'm going to be looking at people in zone 4, zone 5, down, then means maybe I'll have to use radio. Or I'll be doing roadshow. You understand? Carry music on a truck and have people dancing, and that's a promotional tool. Like I said, these are things you see every day and you do every day. But it's been put together to make you understand how these things work. So what is the best way you want to communicate? I've given you 2 or 3 different tools of communication. What money do you have? What budget do you have? You cut your coat according to your dress. You can't go and spend so much when you don't have so much. So what measure will you use to know if your communication is successful? I talked about feedback. So you have gone around the whole of this plaza because of the restaurant downstairs and the whole of this environment, and all of a sudden, tomorrow you have 20 people as against 5 that came today. Next tomorrow you have up to 30, 40, increasing like that. Your feedback is that your communication was successful. Despite everything you did, the number has not increased from 5 to even 6 in the last 1 week that you started. There's something wrong with that process. You understand? That's a feedback. Then you go back and then restructure that and change. There are six main tools that people use for promotion, right? Number one is public relations, PR, creating, and maintaining an image for your business. Our product is first class. You understand? You create that image, you maintain that image, and then you communicate the value of that product. Number two is advertising. Advertising is that radio jingle you hear, that TV commercial you see, that billboard you see outside there. And there are three reasons for advertising a product. Number one is to create awareness among your audience. Number two is to persuade your customers. Persuade customers to buy your product by telling them the benefits of your product. And then to keep your product profile. That's why you advertise. Further promotional tools that we use these days is internet and online marketing. I mean, you have Facebook, you have the moment you open, you start seeing adverts. You didn't ask for it. Open any page, the adverts will start hitting you straight. You understand? So these days, serious companies have their websites, products for marketing. They have their website that people can actually log into sharp. You understand? See the product profile, get interested, and even order online. Do you understand? So if you plan to sell your product online, then the structure and functionality of your website should allow people to interact with that product and order it online. Then there's direct marketing, which includes direct mail. You send mail to people, right? That one is going into extinction because of online business. There's email marketing. You harvest email numbers and send out bulk mail, like you send bulk SMS, right? And then telemarketing, that will collect numbers and begin to call people one by one and get feedback to them. There's sales promotion. You hear about sales promo every day. You see it every day. But what is sales promotion? It's a short-term activity to encourage customers to buy a particular product and boost sales for a limited period of time, right? You do that through maybe price reduction, vouchers, or what they call buy one and get one free. Extended guarantees, like, if you buy for X time, you get so and so cheap. You understand? Sales promotion is what we see during Christmas, during Salah, during Valentine, during Independence. Various products come up with various promotional activities. They want to sell so much within that period. That is why they are carrying out that activity. But however, you need to be careful, because if you continue to do it, it will begin to devalue your product. You just do it for a short time and then make big money in volume into your system and then move on. Sometimes it's also to reward your loyal customers. You understand? There is personal selling, which enables you to listen to prospective customers, right? Or existing customers' needs, and allow you to convey the value of your business or your product to them directly. It offers you the opportunity to get first-hand feedback on your products and people competing with you in the market, right? Personal selling is one-on-one, as me and you are now talking, right? You know that if there is any challenge with this product, I will tell you how it is and what my expectations are. And I can also tell you that, you're not doing this thing well. Look at this one. This one is better. You're getting feedback on your competition. Are we communicating? Okay. So the marketing mix is a unique blend of products, right? Products, pricing, promotion, distribution, targeting a specific group of people. That's the overview, right? Yeah, you can have the expanded marketing mix, which includes people. When you go further now, the people is customer service. You now begin to service them. You have acquired people in your small sub-market, but they need to be serviced. They need When they call you, you need to answer their call. When they want to place order, you need to answer their call. You understand? That's customer service on its own there. Then the process of how you handle the customers' complaint. When customers complain to you, how fast do you respond to them? How do you make them feel happy with your product again? Do you understand what I mean? That's effective customer care management. So in the marketing process, you understand customers' need and want, right? You design a customer-driven market strategy for that need and want. Then you construct a marketing program and you build profitable relationship and capture the value. You capture value from your customer. The value is money that you are drawing from them. That's the simple marketing process. Are we understanding ourselves? So, having looked at how marketing works, we will investigate the importance of market research. Why do people, what do you do? What do you want to do? What are you in this class?
Rice.
Milling or farming? Or
Farming.
Farming. You are a farmer. You are cropping. You are not milling.
Yeah. You are not milling.
Okay, you are just farming.
Yeah.
Okay. When you farm, why did you decide to go into farming?
Because I tested.
Okay. I know that at the end of the day, there's money.
There's money. Okay. My target is
profit. And then, because people are eating rice,
yes.
People eat rice every day. Because, look, that's research. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to break it down so that we understand. If you, like I said, I define something about sachet water and bottled water. To investigate for some information. What is the reason why we do that? How do we apply such information that we get? We use it for decision making and validation of our process, right? We use it to define our market strategy and our planning. And then we use it to do cost benefit analysis, right? We use it for product and process development. You might have product already, right? But you may, from time to time, need to improve it. You can only do that when you get feedback through research. You understand? We use it to analyze issues concerning the market. You understand? And to find new opportunities. When you go to investigate, your product is already in the market, right? You may go to the market and find out that there's a competition that came with a product that not even better than yours, but is smaller than yours and it's affordable, not cheap. So you now find a need to match that competition by bringing out your own that is small at that level and maybe the same price or almost the same price, so that you can keep your market percentage. Do you understand? You can only do that through research. You find new opportunities. Then you focus your efforts on how to do your things better, right? Then you can monitor your performance in the market. Manasseh. However, when you go to do investigation in the market, there are some challenges you will have in accessing market information. Sometimes it's information overload. What you don't even need at all, that's what they are getting back. And if you are using your phone or data, there may be poor internet access. Like what happened just now, this lecture we're on. The network just went off. That's poor network access. There could be lack of, that network. There could be cost in terms of data. How much data do I have to run through all these questionnaire I want to do? And then there's lack of training or skills for you yourself, the entrepreneur. There's also lack of awareness of local institutions providing market information. Local institution providing market information is like your microfinance bank if you're already in business. They should have been the one that should tell you about this availability of this loan because they are in the banking sector. They will tell you, madam, are you aware of this? Central Bank is giving out people and so go for training. Maybe you, as you are now, you heard it through a brother or a sister who you understand. But I'm saying that such information should be there in such places. You understand? So you are doing research and you can't find such information there. So there's lack of it, right? And then there's limited resources too when you want to do your research. Like you don't have enough money to go to all the markets. If your product sells more during local market days in Nyanya, in Masaka, in Jik, in Babalada, in Suleja, if that is where your market sells more, you know that your products are there, but you don't have enough money to go down all this market and find out how you are doing. That's limited resources. Do we experience it? Okay. Sometimes there are trade shows, like trade fairs, like an exhibition, that you need to go and buy space and put your product so that people know you more. You can't afford to go there. That's how limited resources also affect you. For some people, research is not a priority, which is not true. You understand? Mm-hmm. So what are the sources of the data you get for your research, during your research? You have the secondary data, then you have the primary data. Of course, you know that there's a pure difference here. Primary, that's the main source. Secondary is additional. Am I communicating? So when you are doing your research, secondary data can come from government. It can come from business and trade associations. You are a rice farmer now. You have rice farmers association. What do you do? Poultry. There's a poultry farmers association. You call poultry too. Poultry farmers association. Madam, poultry farmers association. You understand? So trade associations like that, you get a lot of information from. From there, you belong to cooperative. You belong to this, that. Even if you are into poultry, probably your emphasis is on egg. You get. There's another subsection there that you belong to. Maybe your emphasis is on not only just breeding the birds, but even preparing them. You understand? Your emphasis is on another sector of that association. You understand? So you get information from this association. Then there are trade magazines and newspapers. You understand? There are certain publications that deals with only a section of the economy. If you are going on the road now, you see vendors. There's one glossy paper they carry, green and white. It's called what they call that in Agauchi? the people who do government bidding, it's like that. Eh? No, this one that people who bid for government work jobs. There's one. They understand what I'm saying. There's one complication like that. So yeah, you know. So those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Then there are additional, sources like business libraries. If you go online, trade directories. I don't think they make them anymore. But now, growing up, there's this big yellow page. Yes, there's this big book. It's called Yellow Page. You open it. You want to see any address, any business, you find it there. Then there are professional institutes that people get information from. You understand? Builders Association, Foreign, ICANN, those are professional institutes. So, I said primary research is the key here. And primary research is where you do your quantitative research market data. It is always wide range, the population size, the demographic patterns. You divide, people like that according to, what I've just said now. You can do it at individual level and get your result immediately. Every respondent you are going to talk to in the market, you want to test how effective your product has been in the market, right? The same question I will ask you is the same question I will ask you. The same question I will ask you, but differently, at different times, right? But I'm getting direct response from you. That's very primary data. Everything that I want to know, I will get it. And the things you don't want to tell me, you will hope withhold it. You understand? It is the best known technique in information gathering, in market research, right? A lot of times you do it like a survey. Sometimes you apply questionnaires, right? You apply questionnaires, either you're asking the person a script you're writing down, or you give the person to fill, you come back and collect, right? Face to face like this, you are doing it. And you can also do it on the telephone. You can send emails for people to respond. It's like administering questionnaire. If you open your Facebook page now, sometimes you see people asking you to answer some questions concerning some product. If it's a product you like, they are doing research. It examines people's feeling, this kind of process, and attitude towards your product. For instance, what motivates them to buy your product? That one you will know directly, right? Sometimes it is best, whether modern day, like I said, we send questionnaires through email and the rest, but the best technique is face-to-face. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you, okay? Even if it is a set of people, targeted 6 to 10 people, for instance, it's better to sit before them and throw your questions and have your questions answered. You understand? And these days, because a lot of things are online, you go to subjects, for instance, that concern what you are looking for, your sites that interest the information you are trying to investigate. And then you just Google and you begin to see. Abi, is it not what we are seeing now? Yeah. It's www.this.that. Everything you want comes out for you. Yeah, it makes research very easy these days. So primary research techniques includes observation, interviews, surveys, and questionnaires. Am I communicating? But however, challenges in some research data you have harvested, and they are very few. For instance, secondary research should be complemented with results from primary field study. If not, you won't get it right. or a lot of times you don't even do secondary research, right? There can be constraints of secondary research information, like absence of specific information. You want information about this phone, right? You have Googled this phone now, you see 10 different phones that are like that. Is that what you're looking for? There's also difficulty in identifying the relevant secondary information. Like I just said, 10 just came out now. Is it relevant? They have just confused me. So that's the difficulty. There are some that is called protected information. Remember, we're talking about secondary research. You want to go to a government office and get an information, they tell you it's classified. You can't open that file. You understand? That's a difficulty. You can't achieve your research aim. There is also, some data that is available but it's not usable. That's availability and usability. That it's available at all. Is it usable? You understand? It becomes a challenge. And then sometimes you face contradictory um, group of farmers where you are farming, right? Yes. Eh? No. Press. It's okay. Are we on? Sorry for that break in transmission. So, like we're saying, we must properly set objectives for why we carry out research anytime we choose to carry out a research. For instance, how does the company decide what information to go out and collect? What will the research be used for? That's the result of this research. What will it be used for? And how should the company respond to it? There are certain things that we need to know about our customers in the course of that. The target, who are they? Are they the decision makers in the process of selling your product? You get into a shop, you carry things in cartons, and you want to make an impression with somebody for the first time. The person you are meeting there, is it the person that will decide to buy your products and sell in their shop? Or does the person have to wait for another person to give an instruction and so on and so forth? What will be the need and the want of these people that you are going to? What do you need to solve for them? In any case, if you identify that need, what do you think will motivate them to buy your product? And then the value, the way they look at it, the way they perceive the value of your product. You also need to find out who is your competition. Who are you struggling with in the market? And this applies basically to people who produce things that people buy physically in the market, that probably a mass market. They are producing bonds. In that kind of market, you have other people producing the same bonds, and they have different qualities. That is your competition. If you go to the market now, you see Coke, you will see 7-Up, you will see Pepsi. That is competition, right? So after identifying your target market, you must build an understanding of the competitive conditions around that market. Do you understand? You must build an understanding around the market, like I said, and then have your value equation. How important is my product? How sweet, for instance, is my bonds? And what would I add to make people stay with my product? You understand? All this is because you carried out a research. Do you understand so far? When people say that it is not important to do research, it's not true. Maybe they are just lazy or they don't know the reason why, but today they know. So in conclusion, can you do market research all the time? Yes. It's very, very important for your product to sell. Are we together so far? Now we're on the last lap of this lecture. We'll be looking on how to sell. We have been talking about marketing since we entered research now. The main cocoa is how do we sell our product. So let's look at our selling skills and see how good we can improve on it. What do customers care about all the time? Right? They are always mindful of themselves. They care for themselves. They are interested in getting their wants, needs, and desires satisfied. Am I correct? Despite that we sell market, we produce and sell, we are also customers because we buy other things from other people too. What do they buy? What do customers buy? What you should, what you should know about your customers is your target. Who are they? Like I said, are they decision makers or are they people who wait on decisions to be made? What are their needs and their wants? How do you solve them? Then the value perception, their perceived value for your equation. So selling skills, number one, you must be an effective communicator to know how to talk. You will have ability to listen. After talking and or when you're talking and somebody is asking a question or raising his hand, you should have ability to listen. And you should ask great questions properly, right? And you should always be a problem solver. You are there, you are trying to, all the time you want people to buy your product, right? You must have solutions on your fingertips for any questions that somebody will ask. You must be well organized. You must be a self-starter and a finisher. You must be well-mannered and courteous, and then naturally persuasive. You should know how to persuade somebody. Selling is an attitude, but there are attributes that you need to have to be able to sell well. You must have a positive attitude. Don't carry any negative air around yourself. Be positive about your product and yourself, right? Just be positive. A can-do spirit. I can convince this person to buy this product. That should be in your mind always. Develop an attitude of persistence. Even if somebody is not giving you attention, try and persist, and be determined to make the person buy into what you are there to do. So persistent. Somebody persisted very well on the online in recent time. One small boy telling the mother to calm it down. You understand? That's persistent until he made the mother to calm down. So until you make the person to buy your product, that's where you have achieved your result. Then you must also develop an attitude of superior quality. Always promote what you are selling to be the best. You understand? To be the best. So a selling attitude requires you to always maintain a pleasant personality. You yourself, dress well, smell nice. You understand? Always laugh. That way you are communicating well. Before you do anything else, sell yourself. I just say look nice, smell nice. That's selling yourself. You understand? Know your product. Don't be coming to sell a product to me and you say, you get to the point, say, let me call something. You know this product inside out. It's your product, even if you're not the manufacturer, right? Know the value equation of that product. How unique is your product? You must know it. Then you know your competition. Who are you fighting with in the market? Know why a customer should buy from you instead of your competition. That is your value now. Okay, you want me to buy this instead of this? Why? I'm always using this, but there's this thing inside this one that's not there. That's your value. You people that do poultry, people sell poultry of 1 month, 2 months now. I mean, you decide, okay, it will cost you money, but you sell at 3 or 4 months. But that bed you want to sell at 3 or 4 months will be heavy, well fed. So if you tell somebody to buy it for 5,000 instead of the 2,500, you buy it for a month or 2 months bed. Is that not the value? I say, let me break it down so that I understand clearly. So when you are selling and the person tells you, but this isn't 5,000, it's too expensive. I say, no, but look at the weight. It's 3 kilos, right? And then if you want to divide this down, instead of giving you cut 6 or 8 like that small one, it will give you cut 15. You understand that? If I'm a restaurant owner, I prefer that. Because if I look at my cut 15, maybe at 1,000. I spent 5,000 plus now and I'm working on 10,000. You see the difference? Okay. When you are getting into a position to sell, preparing to go and sell, you target your customer, You know who the decision maker within the place you are going to is. When we say decision maker, like you are producing, okay, you guys are poultry farmers, you have prepared your pets, you you put them, you package them, they are supermarkets, for instance, that sell. Hmm? I say you must know who the decision maker is and then execute your plan consistently every time, be on the same page. If you cannot do it and you will not do it, then hire it done. Not everybody is a salesman. You know how to farm your birds, your eggs, and all that. But you're not very good in talking to people. Maybe you have communication problem, maybe confidence problem, or you just don't feel like worrying yourself. Hire a salesman. Okay? When you want to prepare to go and sell, you package yourself. I've said it about before this. Make sure there's nothing negative about you. Do carry out some research about your client, the person you want to go and sell to. Then be on time. They give you time. Make sure you keep that time, if not earlier. Then be observant. Always, take notice of things. So when you go out to talk to people, we call it sales presentation. Yeah, right? Whatever you are carrying is you are presenting it for sale. So your approach, your presence, objections. Objections are people will ask questions. If you are talking to somebody who asks you a question, then at the end of the day, you negotiate price, right? Negotiate price and then close the business. If you negotiate price and we agree on terms, I give you product, I'm collecting money, or I'm coming back to collect. When you are making that presentation, make sure that you use all sense possible. Don't forget that people have things worrying them. So you need to keep the person's attention and then be very fast so that the person can give you attention and take a decision immediately, right? Be aware of clues. Body language is important. You are talking to somebody who's getting tired, please take note of that. And when they want to ask questions, don't stop them. You have to listen to the question. Wait, who's that? You make it, you say the benefits of your product always when you have the opportunity of talking to somebody. Objections, questions will be your best friend. I mean, are your best friend. Who's that? Objections like the client, the client telling you how to sell your product. You are the owner of the product, and somebody is telling you why it's not like this. You understand? But when somebody asks that question, please find time and answer the person back. Don't take offense. Anytime you want to give such an answer, make sure you are stressing the benefit of your product. People will always want to talk to them, price you down. You understand? But you know the quality of what you have. So make sure you sell the benefit and then you move on. When you are negotiating, always end the body of your presentation with a trial close. What do you mean by trial close? You are taking your poultry out for the first time. You know that you must give some examples and as samples. Your eggs as samples. Okay, try this and let me get your feedback. That's trial. You are invoking trial. The reason why you do that is you are giving the opportunity to the person to make a choice. If you get a yes at that point in time, stop selling and start writing. When you go out, you carry book now. The person is convinced. What are you writing? Now, not the order. Maybe your invoice or receipt. You understand? If the answer is no, you have to ask why not. Why is the person not interested in? You don't go to somebody and the person tells you no, and then you say, no. Is it because you have other products? They're looking at your competition. How sweet is this compared to mine? They are trying to convince the person. That's why you don't take no for an answer. You understand? So every no you get, answer, negotiate and try and close it all the time. And when you want to close that deal, right? When I want to close that sale, because that's your first time there, you would like, are you taking an order? Immediately. These products are in the car. Should I bring some for you? You understand? If we have some stock, okay, should I bring on Friday or next week? You have to get a commitment. The reason why you went out is to sell. Then sometimes somebody can tell you they can't afford to pay now. So your attitude will be, is that what is stopping you? Take now. When do you want us to come back? You have made a sale. At least you're not going back home with the product. Do you understand? Cash, product in trade is equal to cash. By the time you come back next week, you will collect the money. Always ask for the order anytime you have the opportunity. So important things in selling, like you listen more than you talk, right? Never talk over a client. Don't tell the client, what are you saying? You don't even know anything about it. Don't do that. Then you control the flow of your communication and always ask for another. If you do nothing else, always ask for how many crates you want of eggs, how many beds you want of chicken, how many bags you want of rice. You understand? And then ask for referrals also. If you sell to somebody successfully, tell him to refer you to other people. That's the art of selling. You have sold. You have a chain of customers now. So what do you do next? You come to customer service. You already have customers now that are always buying from you. Even if you don't go out, they order you, send to them. You understand? So you need to know to be able to answer your phone call when your customer calls. Okay. You don't leave a customer on hold for too long. Or on hold, like if you're on a phone and your customer is calling, you can see the customer's name. You should be able to cut off that other line and answer your customer so that you can resolve problems now. Do you understand? Then you honor your time frames. Whenever you give time, make sure that you meet the job. We don't have XP, but I think we'll deliver on Friday. This time. Make sure that Friday will deliver. And if you cannot do that, make sure you put the person on notice. So complaints are your friends. You get to show how good you really are when you solve problems that come through complaints. Am I communicating? So when you're handling complaints from your customers, don't argue, right? Apologize to them even if you are not wrong. Restate the problem. why you want to the problem you want to solve. Give time frame for the resolution for when you think that this problem can be solved. I've supplied you eggs, some of them got spoiled. You understand? And the cases from our own side. So we need to replace. When are you going to replace? When you say Saturday, nation on Saturday, like I say, if you can't meet time, call to explain. Let them know you care, that you are involved with them. The three most common mistakes a salesman can make is not listening to the buyer, not asking for the order. You have done all the talking, then you are not asking how many cartons do you want, or how many crates do you want, and forgetting to sell to existing customers. You just imagine that you are looking for new customers all the time. The ones you have before, who is servicing them, the moment they can't see you, you get a replacement. Am I correct? So when you go through this process that we are taking you through, improve on your market, your sales, selling skills that we have done now, plus what we did in marketing and research, put them together, it becomes your marketing plan. Then when you are ready to go into the market with your product, that is what you apply. Thank you very much. So far, we have come to the end of this module. And I hope you guys had a great time sharing ideas with me this afternoon. We'll take a short break now, then in another 2 or 3 minutes, we can interact by question and answers. Asking questions and then interacting generally. Let's see how much we have learned today. Thank you. Just take a small break and we'll come back. Who is this person? Huh? Huh? What is the person doing? What about this one? Explaining, you just get the name. Why it's not your phone. The only thing you need to get is what is your name? This man is in the lecture. I Unmute everybody.
They're all just talk with them.
Okay. Class is open for questions and answers. Do we have questions on what we learned about marketing and sales? How to market and sell our products?
My question is, in some cases, when you sell to a customer return, what they expected to do in that case?
Customer returns the product. There's a reason. The customer will state his or her reason, right? If the reason is genuine and the fault is from your end, you have to remedy it. You have to find a way of solving that problem. If the fault is not from your end and the customer is trying to put it on your head, you have to know how to navigate it. You have bought beds from here on the way to your own poultry or your own whatever you are going to. Let us say you bought small chicks from me, and on your way to your place, yeah, some die. You haven't reached your poultry, but some die in transit. It's not my fault. You didn't carry them dead from my breeding shop. Did you understand my point now? So some things are not your fault too. You shouldn't bear the cost. But the one that is if somebody buys chicken for you and discover, let us say you kill pets dressed to sell to people, and somebody buys and discover that one is getting off, the return to the person is right. Okay? So that's how to solve customers' problem. We learn it in customer service. Questions, please. I can see Sunday's iPhone. I can see Mr. Ben. I can see Ami Asani. And of course, we have some people sitting live here with us in Abuja, in the office here. Okay, if we don't have questions to ask, can we share with ourselves what we have learned today? What new thing did we learn? Hello, people. Unmute yourself if you want to talk. I didn't know. Why their face is not clear?
Yeah, videos are check.
Let them unmute now. Unmute them.
I've done that. It's from their end.
Or is it that you don't have video? Class. Okay. Try some. Yeah, that was what I decided. They will send it to your. Did you supply email? Did you supply us email in your form?
Yeah.
Email address.
Yeah.
You access your email. Yeah. Send it to your email. So, in the absence of further questions and the fact that we're not interacting, it means that we quite understand what we learned today. And at this juncture, I would like to say the class is over. Thank you very much for participating. See you again soon. And this is to wish you all the best in your quest to access this facility. And I know that at the end of the course, you have reasons to smile. Thank you.